I just found out that too much tuna is bad for you. Take a pastrami on rye.
You want fries with that?
Yeah.
My instincts aren't what they used to be. Too many fucking tuna sandwiches.
Well, now we know the problem with Dexter's lizard brain. Too many tuna sandwiches. If he had only switched to pastrami on rye a little sooner, he may have detected that Kurt was a monster like him. Based on what we saw in Too Many Tuna Sandwiches, Molly does not appear to recognize Dexter. Molly had used a photo of Rita from her wedding day, so at some point she must have seen him, but she hasn't yet pieced it together. Or if she did, she wasn't afraid of jumping a ride with him to get away from that creep Kurt. This might prove to be ironic. Dexter helped save Molly from the wrath of Kurt, and in doing so, she lives to see another day. And by living to see a new day, that's another chance for Molly to eventually ID him. Dexter watched through her podcast on the Bay Harbor Butcher, where it was indeed confirmed that Molly has a theory that Dokes was not the butcher himself. She had counter evidence, not unlike that which LaGuerta pitched to Lundy when she said Dokes was out of the country during the time some of the butcher's murders took place. Dexter, however, never took the time to check out the episode on Trinity. You'd think he'd be at least a little curious, but he didn't care. Had Dexter watched the Trinity podcast, one would assume he'd recognize that the photo of his dead wife was one from their wedding day. At this time, Molly seems primarily focused on Kurt, and there are a lot of things going on with Kurt in Too Many Tuna Sandwiches. For starters, Dexter finally realizes that Kurt is a sicko killer like him. Dexter was none too subtle with rescuing Molly, which not only saved Molly from Kurt, but it also potentially saved her from Dexter, because he is now convinced he is not on Molly's radar. So Kurt is probably already onto the fact that Dexter is on to him. But Dexter now has the advantage, because Dexter knows Kurt's dirty secret, but Kurt is not yet aware of the fact that Dexter is the one who murdered his son. I suspect the playing field will be evened up soon enough, and that leads us to Harrison. We are still being led to believe that Harrison has a dark passenger like Dexter, but I still remain firmly unconvinced. Yes, Harrison expressed a desire to want to hurt people. And yes, he broke that kid's arm in the heated wrestling match, one that was so intense it was getting Dexter fired up. But I still do not believe this means Harrison is deranged like his old man. As Audrey stated, feelings of abandonment can result in aggressive thoughts. We still do not know the real story about what went down between Harrison and Ethan. Dexter interpreted the scene that Harrison was the aggressor, but Dexter has been way off his game. Too many tuna sandwiches. I do not believe that Harrison will prove to have a dark passenger like his dad. But even if I am incorrect, I continue to believe that Harrison will ultimately meet the same fate as the majestic white buck. I believe Harrison, like his mother Rita before him, and also like his Aunt Deb before him, I believe Harrison will suffer a tragic death that will be entirely because of his proximity to Dexter. That's what this entire season is building toward. All of Dexter's inner struggles that manifest through his imaginary conversations with Deb, the theme is constant. That by being around Harrison, Dexter is inherently putting his son's life in danger. So not only do I believe that Harrison is doomed to die some awful death, he will suffer this fate before Dexter's eyes, just like the majestic white buck. Harrison is going down. That is the tragedy for Dexter, and he doesn't see the irony. His entire reason for abandoning Harrison was to protect him. In his arduous struggle to abstain from killing, Dexter embraced routine. The white buck symbolized the strength of that routine. Matt Caldwell destroyed that right before his eyes. So Dexter welcomes Harrison into his life, his new white buck, to help stay sober. But he forgets why he needed to stay sober in the first place. And as the white buck was destroyed before his eyes by Matt Caldwell, his new white buck. His son Harrison will be destroyed before his eyes by Kurt Caldwell. An eye for an eye, a son for a son. Only then will Dexter finally realize that he dropped the ball and he will be forever ruined. I suspect Dexter will avenge his son and get Kurt at the end, just like he avenged Deb and got Saxon at the end. But neither Deb nor Harrison would have ever been in any danger if Dexter wasn't an obscene monster. Avenging Harrison won't bring him back, just like avenging Deb never brought her back. And I suspect that this will be what ultimately breaks Dexter's will in dramatic fashion. And by that point, Dexter might just want to turn himself in, not unlike he considered way back when he was in the midst of framing poor Dokes. But even if Dexter doesn't want to surrender, I think he's doomed either way, because Angela is a complete and total badass. Angela found her old friend Iris in the cave, and presumably this is where Crazy Kurt has been hiding his victims. Oh geez, that looks like a difficult path for Kurt to navigate. Perhaps that was a first hiding effort back when he wore a younger man's clothes. Perhaps he found a more convenient hiding spot in those caves for his more recent victims. Angela is calling on the help of Dexter Morgan and his expertise about blood. But the thing of it is, not only does Angela have a strong resemblance to Deb, and not only is she an officer of the law like Deb, but Angela is also as determined and resourceful as Deb. And once either one of them is set into motion, they see things through. Angela is going to figure out that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher, and Molly is going to play a big role in helping her draw that conclusion. I likewise suspect the dynamic duo might yet get another assist from elsewhere, perhaps even from Batista. But one way or another, with all the hints being dropped about the Bay Harbor Butcher, I believe Angela will be the one who ultimately brings forth the demise of Dexter Morgan, the Bay Harbor Butcher himself. And at long last, Dokes will be vindicated, and that monster Dexter will be brought to justice. Angela will succeed where Deb failed, and Angela is going to be the big hero who takes down Dexter. Am I right? 4 episodes to go, and we will know soon enough. But I, for one, thought that Too Many Tuna Sandwiches was easily the best episode in Dexter New Blood, and I'm fired up to watch the final 4. You betcha. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night.
Little Fargo, don't you think?
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
You betcha. I just found out that too much tuna is bad for you. Take a pastrami on rye.
No fries with that?
Yeah.
My instincts aren't what they used to be. Too many fucking tuna sandwiches.
You and Angela have to have what I call a trust chat.
Trust chat?
Yeah, obviously you've broken her trust in some way.
How can I ever trust you, Jim? Or Dexter? Or whoever the fuck you are.
It's Jim. You okay?
I don't need Jim. I need Dexter Morgan.
And I've saved the best for last. The Bay Harbor Butcher. Sergeant James Dokes. But what if they were wrong? Because here's the thing.
I was just looking more closely at the dates of James's Special Forces missions, and
We have a positive ID on the body.
there may be an additional date which puts him out of the country.
The burn victim is Sergeant Dokes.
He says Dokes was out of the country doing classified shit when some of the BHB killings took place.
Give it a fucking rest.
What, you want to go? Is that...
Somebody around here act like a fucking adult.
Jesus fucking Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that name.
I always knew there was something with you. But this shit,
What can I say? You were right about me.
you want to make a change, Morgan, now's the time. All you gotta do is let me out of here. It's over, man.
It is over when I say it is!
Lieutenant, all the evidence points to James Dokes as the Bay Harbor Butcher. conclusively.
What if Dokes was onto him? Jesus, what if Dexter is the real Bay Harbor Butcher?
What if he isn't?
Are you the Bay Harbor Butcher?
This is the place to talk about this. Deb?
He did this. He's the Bay Harbor Butcher. He has to be. You're a good cop. You're a good person. You're not like him. Put him down! Beg.
To his own severed head. A head which at this time has no name.
I know his name.
Is there any progress on putting up that stop sign over by Lewis's package store? That's an accident waiting to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.